ドジャースのマーク・プライヤー投手コーチは、日本時間8日、アリゾナ州グレンデールで、報道陣の取材に応じ、大谷翔平選手が投手としての本格的な調整を中断した理由を明かしました。マーク・プライヤー投手コーチは、大谷投手の調整中断について、打撃の準備に集中するため、そしてカブスとのシリーズに向けて野手に専念するためだ。打撃からピッチングまで、翔平がしなければいけないすべてのことを管理するためにやっている。と語りました。さらに、ブルペン投球の再開時期について、マーク・プライヤー投手コーチは、米国に戻ってきたら、また進めていく。具体的な日にちはない。とコメントし、ロバーツ監督が5月が妥当との見解を示していたことについて、5月は楽観的な目標の日だったと思う。いや、私は、そういった日にちは、すべてが計画通りにいったら、の話だ。これは野球のことだし、試合があり、移動もある。彼は復帰するときに復帰する。特定の日というのはないと思う。とコメントしました。また、大谷選手は、この日のマリナーズ戦は欠場。試合前に、ロバーツ監督とイチロー氏が談笑する姿を見ていたスタジオでは、もし、大谷を本気で怒らせたいなら、と解説者が大谷選手の素顔を明かす場面も。そこで、今回はその様子を翻訳してお届けします。それでは、行ってみましょう。
Hall of Fame player Ichiro Suzuki is in uniform, the special assistant to the team chairman, Jerry. And I know you guys weren't teammates. You weren't teammates with Ichiro, but you got a chance to get to know him a bit.
And there's Mike Cameron right there. And I'm going to tell you a story, well, later off the air with Mike Cameron and Ichiro. When both Ichiro and I were rookies, both great guys. Good to see these guys. Former guys that played against each other having a chat.
What did you say? He was always on second base?
Yeah, Ichiro always loved to visit me at second base, whether hitting a double or stealing second when he hit a single. So, yeah, he was always on base.
Edgar Martinez is the Mariners hitting coach. That might be who Dave Roberts is talking to right there. But, Dave, come on, with the snow cap? I mean, come on. That's a little over the top.
We're SoCal guys here, okay? I mean, if I were there, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Edgar Martinez would love for you to have said that because that definitely is not Edgar Martinez. Edgar,
who is that?
Edgar's in his mid-50s. This guy's like 28 years old right there with Ichiro. Come on, Dave.
Sorry. He has his back to us. But Edgar is the hitting coach for Seattle.
Well, Ichiro's been very present all spring long there in Peoria supporting
so who
his
doesn't want that
team.
Other guy in the picture? He told him to get out.
I will tell you this. If you want to get Shohei riled up, tell him that he's a better hitter than Ichiro. Shohei will be ready to fight you.
All right. Well, things are winding down in Arizona. Next Tuesday will be the final game there. The players, though, they're getting prepared for that long flight, Jerry, to Japan for that opener.
We move to baseball now. And word from the Dodgers that the team is slowing down Shohei Ohtani's possible return to the mound, which the team had targeted for May. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said, and I'm quoting here, "We just felt that to intensify the bullpen sessions alongside of the intensity of the games wasn't smart. So we just wanted to slow play it," unquote. Pablo, what does it say to you that the Dodgers are dialing back Shohei's pitching recovery?
It says that the Dodgers know they have a luxury product and they're a luxury team that doesn't need that product to do twice the work that it's capable of doing because they won a World Series with him being half of himself. Shohei Ohtani, Tony, I mean, we watched it last season, 50-50 season, first of its kind, all of that, a third unanimous MVP in a business, sports, by the way, broadly. We've never seen an athlete win more than one of those in football, basketball, hockey, baseball. It's just him. And so you don't need him to be the most special player of all time, the best pitcher and hitter combined into one man. You just need him to be there, healthy, in some regard. And that's what they're trying to maximize. I totally understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, he was the MVP. They won a World Series. He was the MVP. That is a big win. You don't have to do more than that. The Yankees MVP, they don't ask Aaron Judge to pitch. They don't do that. But Pablo, I take away from this that there's no optimism in what we just heard towards Shohei pitching again. Optimism would be he's on schedule or he's ahead of schedule. This is, we're changing the schedule. We're delaying the schedule. To me, it sounds like it could be down the road the first step towards telling people Shohei Ohtani's not going to pitch anymore in the majors. That's fine. He's good enough. He's the MVP without it. But how great would he be if he could get back to pitching the way he did a few years ago? Let's take a break. They may not need Ohtani to pitch. If Kershaw is healthy, they've got Blake Snell. If Glasnow is healthy, if Sasaki and Yamamoto can start 30 games each, they don't need him. They don't need him.
Japan is the Dodgers farm.
All right, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani first. So last time he threw a bullpen was on February 25th. He's been playing catch, but his manager, Dave Roberts, said the Dodgers are going to give him, quote, a little respite. Man, I probably said that wrong. From ramping up throwing as he ramps up as a hitter. So he's not going to face hitters, Todd Father, before he goes to Japan. And then they'll see how that impacts the timeline for him. He's not stopping throwing. He's not shutting down from throwing. But they do want to manage his workload on the mound as they're also trying to get him going at the plate. And he had off-season shoulder surgery. Remember, his shoulder was messed up in the World Series. So Doc said that came from, quote, synced up communication between Ohtani and the medical staff. And another quote from Doc, we just felt that to intensify the bullpens alongside the intensity of the games wasn't smart. We just wanted to kind of slow play it. I 1,000,000,000% agree with the way they're playing this. And we continue to talk about this on the show, Todd Father. There is no past game plan for them to play off of. This has never been done. Forget just the pitcher and the hitter. We don't have a superstar pitcher and hitter in our game for decades and decades. We also have the injuries mixed in, coming back from a second elbow surgery, the shoulder surgery in the offseason. You have to play it extra, extra cautious, especially when you're the Dodgers, and you're going to be fine. So if he doesn't pitch until freaking July or August, who cares? You want him for the playoff run. They're a playoff lock.
Yeah, and I think you hit that perfectly. I was going to say that their team is set up, whether he pitches or not, to be a World Series championship team. They have all the pieces. Even if an injury or two happen to somebody, they'd still have all the pieces there available to win a World Series. This guy just had shoulder surgery. He's coming off a big injury. Listen, they just don't have enough time to get him 100% ready to pitch. They have 100% ready to hit like he's going to do, and he's going to dominate. But again, why would you want to push him knowing how many pieces of the puzzle you already have? You have 8, 10 different other moves you can do, and really good moves without him on the mound. So I think this was their game plan all along, knowing let's stack up, knowing Shohei might not pitch a lot, at least in the early goings. And if they're doing well, why would they even throw him anyway? Save him as long as you can, get that arm going, and let him just hit and go out there and be a masterful hitter, as we know.
I asked this question when they signed Shohei. What happens if Shohei wakes up one day and says, I don't want to pitch anymore? And now, with all these delays, he's already missed a year. We're already looking, if he's not ready in May, we're already looking into June or possibly July. That's almost 2 years of him not pitching. Is the contract still worth it? Right now, I'd say yes, because the Dodgers won a World Series and the money they make off of them. But again, I'm still going to go back to this. What happens if he's like, I hate doing all this rehab. I hate having to pitch. I just want to rake.
Great.
That's his prerogative. There's nothing the Dodgers can do, right? If he makes that decision, good for Shohei. But again, people are going to say, well, it wasn't worth it because they signed a two-way player. Shohei is worth it.
He is beyond worth it, okay? So that contract in present day value was about half the contract of Juan Soto. Last year alone, we've talked about this a ton on our show. He made the team an incremental marketing value over $100 million. He also had a 50-50 plus season and helped them win a World Series title. You could make an argument that alone makes the whole contract worth it and then some. And that's year 1 of 10. He is the biggest bargain in baseball. He might be the biggest bargain in sports contract history, even if he's just a hitter, AJ, because, okay, let's wipe out the pitching. Top 5 bat, and he's bringing the team a ton of money and a ton of success. That's what you sign a guy up for.
Agreed. And also, people say, oh, well, the Dodgers are going to have to make up to $68 million for 10 years after he's done playing possibly with LA. Guess what? If they're making $150+ million right now, that's 68, 10 years from now, 9 years from now. they're going to put it in somewhere. And it's going to interest. That's going to be chump change. And that's why with the Dodgers payroll, and yes, everyone says, oh, they're deferreds. Well, guess what? That's smart because they're making all the money now. They're winning World Series now. That money later on, they're going to be like, we don't even care. We won. Let's say they win 2 more World Series in the next 10 years. They're going to be like, we won 3 World Series under this. This contract was 1,000,000% worth it. So I still think he's worth it. I still think it's a great signing. And like you said, Scott, he's the most underpaid guy on the planet right now.
Yeah, also that money has to be put away. I think you get a year to have to put that money away. It's not like 10 years from now and you're just going to be like, whoops, we don't have enough for him. Like you said, AJ.
It's an escrow. It's an escrow.
Yeah, it's an escrow. They're good. They're so good on this deal. I mean, they probably saw this offer, Todd Father, initially from Ohtani when he brought up the $68 million a year deferred of the 70 to make it a much, much lower contract value. They probably were popping bottles right there, obviously not knowing they had him yet, but the fact that they could manipulate the money that way, it's huge for them. So on the pitching side too, I just want to say it's a bonus. It's awesome. We all want it sport-wise to be able to see more two-way players. If you're a fan of baseball, it's super cool. I'm sure other teams are obviously okay if he's just a hitter and not bringing as much to the table. But either way, he's a massive asset to the team, and he's worth it.
100%. Well, we've talked about this over and over. The best player in baseball right now, the best hitter, and he is going to keep doing it and doing it for a lot more years. People are like, oh, what about Soto? Yes, Soto's right there. But I just believe those two guys, I mean, they have all the intangibles as great hitters, and they are superb. But again, all the money in the world, worth it. Whatever team he was on, now the Dodgers get to reap those benefits.
I mean, think about it. Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to run a little less this year too, AJ, and that's just the stolen bases. Ohtani does all of these things that put a lot of wear and tear on your body. And so I give the Dodgers credit. I mean, I don't want him just popping up in October to pitch because he's got to pitch a little in the bigs and make sure everything's good. But if he doesn't pitch until August and he's fine and you save the bullets, do we care?
So be it.
No. Todd, let me ask you this. Would you rather have Shohei's contract with the deferred money or Juan Soto's contract?
I mean, any right man, in my opinion, I want the more money. So, in California, New York, you got to think about all those things. But
I'm talking about from a team standpoint. From
a team standpoint. I thought you were talking about money. I would say Shohei Ohtani, knowing that he can pitch.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. No, I'm saying
Soto's deal is double Ohtani's deal.
Yes.
Think about that.
Yes.
Making double Ohtani.
And this is not a knock on Juan Soto at all. I'm sure they've sold a lot of Juan Soto jerseys to Mets fans. But
I got one.
Ohtani brings in the rest of the world. The world, Japan, everywhere turns in everything Shohei does.
Yeah.
I mean, Fox ran the little. Remember, Fox ran the little thing that you see everywhere. Shohei Ohtani is 7 months away, right? 7 batters away, whatever. It kept popping up. Him and Judge kept popping up on the little score bug down in the corner.
I remember. Yep.
Yeah, and even in the Super Bowl, I think they ran it. Shohei is 3 months away.
Yeah, they did something.
All right. So anyway, we'll keep track of Shohei's progress, but at least for now, it does sound like he's not going to pitch as soon as we at least initially anticipated in the bigs, but he'll be a bat right from the jump, including in that Tokyo series, which are regular season games that count.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。